So, we doing this now?
So spell your name, please.
Llona Franklin Haskins, LLONA FRANKLIN hyphen HASKINS.
That's so good. Good for you.
Shush.
Good for you. Spelling your name. Look at you.
Hey, I thought about the email again and was about to bust out laughing. So.
All right.
So I am the daughter of Estrida Diane Cofield. No, Estrida Diane Franklin Lee.
Say Estrida Diane Franklin Lee again, please.
Estrida Diane Franklin Cofield Lee.
Why did you say Cofield again?
Because she used Cofield as her last name for years.
I never knew that.
Yes, she did. She used to go by Cofield.
I'm gonna put this in the documentary.
But that's because we lived in Virginia, and in Virginia, she would legally was his common law wife. So that's why. So, and I'm the oldest daughter of 6.
Hold on,
Ma. Which was?
How did you know Nana?
She was my mother. She was my mother, and I was the oldest. I am the oldest of her 6 kids. Me, Llona, and Jonathan. And we actually had a brother in between Jonathan and I. His name was Llewellyn. And then Nicolette, that we call Granny. Alicia, who's 6 years and 1 month apart from Granny. And then we have the twins, Adriana and Andrea, that we call Fats and Bones. We have a family full of nicknames. My mom's nickname was Poodlebell, but they never called her that since I was born, but they apparently used to call her that when she was growing up. So, and she was born in Brooklyn, New York, and she's the oldest girl of 10 kids, and she has a brother that's older than her, and they are very good friends. They were, and she was pretty close to the majority of her siblings. She had her issues with some of them, but her and her oldest brother, they got along really well. Her and her sister, Marianne, that we call Aunt Cut, they are the closest to. So she used to be close to Aunt Mike, but Aunt Mike passed away before she did. And she was kind of close to Possum. But the only brother she was really, really close to was Uncle Turk, and he's the oldest one. And let's see, she was with my dad for like 23 years. Yeah. And they got along pretty much well for the majority of the time. They were funny. And they used to say that my oldest brother, who's Jonathan, by my mom, him and I reminded them of Thelma and JJ on Good Times, because we used to joan on each other. Like, he would talk about my cooking, and I'd talk about how ugly he was, and all that stuff. We did that, and it was natural for us. But then some people say we reminded them of the Huxtables because apparently we were very well-mannered, I would say. But that's because my mom used to be a lot like June Cleaver or Betty White, like off of Father's Knows Best. Like, we used to dress for dinner, and I used to know what forks went where, and we used to set the table and eat dinner together, and John had to pull out the chairs. It was like a very formal family. Yep. So that's how we used to be. But we got away from that once we moved off of Forest Drive in Kentland. So.
How did you perceive her as a person? Hold on. Mom, you keep...
Okay.
Okay. And try not to say It's okay if you do, but try not to say it as
much. Okay. She, to me, perceived herself she said that she wasn't always the best person that she could be. She wasn't always the best mom. She wasn't the worst mom, but she was the best her that she could be. And I learned to accept that because at first I didn't understand her. But once she explained it that way, it was a lot easier pill to swallow because I understood that because everybody can only be the best of them that they are, whether that's bad or good. So it was easier to accept.
How did she impact your life when you knew her?
She was a strong disciplinary, and so she had a lot of rules and a lot of she was a do as I say, not as I do mom, but she was also she had a lot of sayings that would explain the way she was. Like, for example, she used to tell us to treat people the way we want to be treated, not the way they necessarily treat us, because we don't want to repeat what they're doing. Because if everybody does the same thing, then that's a bad turnout. Or she would say things like, it's kind of hard sometimes to remember. But she was one of those people that just had a lot of sayings that used to stick with you, like "do as I say and not as I do," and treat people the way you want to be treated, and whistling woman and crowing hen, and she just, she would just throw you out of the box with some of the stuff, and some of the stuff, like whistling woman and crowing hen, you'd be like, "What the heck does that mean?" And it took us years to figure it out, but we finally did. We did. My sister Granny and I, and we got it at the same time. She meant a whistling woman and a crowing hen. A hen don't crow. So a woman shouldn't whistle. That's what it means. But I didn't know that. And neither did Granny. We have a lot of nicknames in our family.
Hold the
Granny,
needle down, mama.
Granny, Jonathan, that we used to call John John. I was 9. My dad's side of the family said they gave it to me. Then my mom's side of the family said they gave it to me. I don't know who gave it to me, but I was Miss Nine. And then we have Fats and Bones. Leisha was Boot. Leisha was Boot because she used to lick my dad's boots. And let's see, I have Aunt Possum, Aunt Cut, Uncle Screwball, Shotgun, Pop Pop. My Uncle Chris' name was actually Chris, and we called him Chris. I got an Uncle Shotgun and Aunt Cut. So, there you go. Family full of nicknames. Got a Meat, Mimi, Katie did, Thea. Who else? We got Ace, Deuce, Trey. We got a lot of nicknames.
Did you learn anything from her?
I learned lots of things from her. Learned how to cook. I didn't take the sewing. As you can see, I learned crocheting. I learned how to treat people. I think I became a better mother because of the kind of mother that she was. I learned how to do certain things, like she had, like, even when she did like recipes and things, she wasn't a measuring mom. She always just poured and did, and that's how she taught me how to do it. She used to cut her onions and green peppers and things up, and they would be so small, they'd be small as a pin dot, and that used to irk me to death. And to this day, I hate it. She cut up the cabbages and the greens, and they looked like they were shredded in these little tiny shredders. It was terrible, very tedious. So,
Yeah, I remember when she tried to teach me how to cut the greens.
oh my
She got
gosh,
so
it's a
mad at me
pain.
because it would be pretty, but she
Oh
got
my
so
gosh.
mad at me.
Yes, and she
Was
she
so
wanted it
mad.
no thinner than literally this thread I'm
Yeah,
holding up.
it probably thinner than that because she used to cut
Yes,
into little
they
teeny
were
ribbons.
very, very tiny.
She's very meticulous about that.
But another thing that I love, one of my strongest things that I love that my mom instilled in me is my love for oldies but goodies. Like, that's where I get it from, listening at her. Especially when she was cooking. We used to call her the holiday mom because when she was cooking, she was always listening to oldies. And she would have a cigarette burning in the ashtray because she claimed she was smoking it, but she never was. It was burning. You would look in the ashtray and she got 50 million, 100 cigarettes that she took a puff off when she lit them, and the whole cigarette then burnt up in the ashtray. And she went through a pack a day practically. But
Remember, she used to do that.
yes. So, but she always listened to oldies but goodies, and would have a drink, and it was just fun. It was. But she taught us how to play the sock game, and she taught us how to play graveyard, which would end up with all of us taking a nap. She taught. I think the reason that all of her children, or predominantly all of her children, are close is because she taught us to be that way. Like, she didn't take us out. We didn't go to football games and soccer games and things like that with, that we played on most of the time. We mostly hung out with each other, and she taught us how to play together, and, she taught us how to enjoy each other. So we had a lot of fun growing up. Like, for a long time, it was just for at least, I would say it was more than 6 years. For the first part of my life, I would say it was just me, Jonathan, and Granny, and we had fun with each other. We played together a lot, took baths together, fought together, played together. We had a lot of fun, and we weren't liked by a lot of our cousins and things on either side of the family. So she taught us how to enjoy ourselves. We didn't need other people. We had siblings, and she taught us to enjoy our siblings.
Next question.
How does her existence affect your current life?
I miss her. I do. Sometimes I'll be just doing something and I'll think of how she used to do it, or something she would say. Like today, like last night, for example, we were riding along and my daughter asked me about a song my mom used to like, and I remembered that she used to love this Dorothy Moore song called With Pen in Hand. And it made me cry just thinking of her, because I used to love that song because she cried when she listened to it. So it was a flashback, but it was a nice memory. And I have a lot of nice memories, especially when it comes to music.
Hold the needle down.
She sang, I love the Stevie Wonder Christmas CD or sound record, however you say it. It was a record when I was little, but a CD now. Anyways,
Actually, now it's an MP3 more than likely.
most likely. But anyways, one of my most favorite memory of her is her sitting me on the washing machine once and singing One Little Christmas Tree to me. And it was just nice because it was a nice mommy-daughter moment. And she made us very big on Christmas. All of us was very, very big on, Christmas. Because she was such a big holiday person. She was really big. My mom was the type person that would call you at work and be like, Llona, what do you got in the freezer? I'd be like, some hot dogs. And she'd be like, well, get them. We gonna have a cookout today. And she'd just gather it up. She'd call everybody like while they were at work, and we'd all hustle up, and we'd have 50 million meats and maybe 2 salads and a starch. And she would cook it all up on that grill that day, and she would call a cookout in a minute. So that was a lot of fun. I think our kids grew up thinking that you just do cookouts on the spare of the moment. We don't know anything about planning it because mom would always do it. And it didn't matter. It could be cold outside. She'd be like, what you got in the freezer? Let's have dinner. So, or she'll come over, she'll call you and say, Llona, come have a drink with me. It's my birthday. Her birthday was in September, and she'd call me in May and say, it's my birthday. Come have a drink with me. It's not your birthday, lady.
Yeah, do that too.
It's not your birthday, lady.
Come drink with you.
Yeah, it's not your birthday, lady. It's not your birthday. So she was fun.
Drink with your man.
Are you grateful to her for anything?
Yes, I am grateful for my family, because I don't think we would be as close knit as she is. I mean, I don't think we would be as close as we are if it wasn't for her, because she used to get us together on a spur of the moment to enjoy each other. And we were taught that we can argue, we could fuss, we could have knockdown, drag out physical fights, but still take a drink 5 minutes later and get back together. We must have been Irish or something. I don't know. But anyways, and to this day, even though she's not here, we still have Sunday dinners because we know, one, that she would want us to, and two, because she taught us to.
Can you double back and say, I need you to wipe, you have a tear here, it's creating light in the camera. Go back and talk back. Pick up from where the Sunday dinner. She would talk about the Sunday dinners.
Oh, she would get us together for no reason whatsoever. So now, even though she's gone, we still have Sunday dinners. We rotate where we have them, but we still get together for Sunday dinners. And it's gotten so well known in our family that even the little, her grandkids are like, I don't know, where's Sunday dinner at? And they're like 7. And they want to know why we're not having Sunday dinner if we're not having it, or where is Sunday dinner, or what we having for Sunday dinner. They be serious too. So that's the best part. Enjoying our family is the best part. And I've learned that a lot of people think we're very weird with how much time we spend together. And it's gone from my generation to my daughter's generation to my sister's grandchildren's generation, that we all enjoy being together. And out of we have a really big family. And out of the whole family, my mom and her children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, we gather a lot. And a lot of people don't do that. And they think we're weird doing it.
What is your opinion on her philosophy on life?
Her philosophy on life, I think, summed it up when she summed herself up. She said she was the best her that she could be. And I think that's what she would want us all to be the best person. Because she would always tell us she didn't like us, but she loved us. And she didn't like what you did. She might not like what you're doing, but she still loved you. So I think her saying being the best her crossed over to us being the best us that we can be.
What is your greatest memory of her?
Besides Stevie Wonder, I would say my best memory of her, I don't know, it's a lot. But my last fun memory of her was she was sick on Thanksgiving before she passed away, which was of 2011. She was sick, and she couldn't cook, so we were all getting together to cook Thanksgiving dinner for her for a change. And she was in the room, and I was trying to help her get dressed, and she was all slouched over in the chair like this. Oh no, in her bed. She was just all slouched over, and I was like, "Mom, sit up." And she was like, "I know, I look kind of stupid, or you look uncomfortable." And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I know. You want to know why I'm sitting like this? Why don't I just sit up?" And I was like, "Yeah, smart ass." And she was like, whatever. But it was just the face that she made when she did it. And she was just so nonchalant about it. Where sometimes it was just funny seeing this woman that was such a strong disciplinary go to being this silly person with her adult daughter. It was just fun. And she taught me how to crochet. And she taught me how to crochet. I could crochet before, like I could make bags and things. But she made sure that I knew how to go from a circle to a square before she passed away, because I couldn't do it before. I couldn't even make a hat. But she made sure I knew how to do it. before she passed away, which I thank her for.
What was
Hold on. You need a second, Mama?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Right. I'm into it. All right, next question, Lex.
what is your favorite saying?
Whistling woman
You
and
know what?
crowing hen.
Say that
Definitely.
again.
Whistling woman and crowing hen. I'll never live it down. That's my favorite.
Okay, next one.
Where do you see her influence developing in your family she left behind?
I see it a lot in my oldest daughter because she loves her nana, even though her nana she was really mean to her a lot of time. She really was. But I think she enjoyed the adult Thea, sorry. She enjoyed the adult Sophia more than she had enjoyed the child Sophia, because Sophia was a hard pill to swallow. So I think she did.
Hold up. Why was Sophia a hard pill to swallow?
Because Thea was mouthy as all get out. She really was.
Nana didn't like me.
Nana did not like mouthy children. No, she did not. She didn't even like them before you were born. So, yeah. But I think she did enjoy the adult Sophia. When she was alive, I think she enjoyed the adult Thea more.
Next question. That last question. That's last question. All right, Lona. Thank you.
You're welcome.